Lights, camera, action! Good afternoon, Miss Banerjee and friends. Today we present the play The Adventures in the Time Machine, directed by Unnati, Gorika and Shaini. Hope you will like it. It was a bright and fresh Sunday, and the two twins Rose and Raina were at the breakfast table. Mother had prepared yummy pancakes, and the family was deciding what to do on this holiday. Our father is only not.
We don't have a father.
Please don't talk about all this here.
Could we have a picnic by the Chesham Lake in the woods?
Okay, so you are going to have a picnic in the woods. That's great. Come on, prepare yourselves while I just make some delicacies for the picnic.
Mom, don't forget to take my pineapple pastries and a basket with all necessary items.
Oh yes, even I can't go to a picnic without those. Also, I will take juice, sandwiches and some cupcakes too.
The children spent their morning looking for their best clothes, and they packed a set of toys, badminton rackets, and their squabs. Rina took a camera to take snaps of the beautiful pictures. The twins' fathers was at the market buying chips, chocolates, and snacks for the evening.
They rode the bicycles till the woods. The cool breeze gave a relaxing feeling as they drove away from the hustle bustle of the city and entered the woods. The family parked the cycles near an oak tree and walked to the Chester Lake, while the dry leaves crackled under their feet.
Ah, finally.
How refreshing this cold breeze is.
The children were enjoying themselves thoroughly. They ran around, played games, and happily ate the food. Whilst they were playing, father was reading a newspaper when he suddenly spotted a piece of wood glowing.
Quick, come here, everyone! Rose, Raina, and their mother came running to the spot and began panting.
Yes, Dad. What is it? You almost gave us a scare.
Look, Laura! Look, children! Look at that corner! Do you see that piece of wood glowing? It's quite suspicious.
The family stared at the piece of wood with shocked eyes. The wood tilted itself in such a way that it wanted the people to sit on it.
Mom, could we go a little nearer and have a closer look at the wood? It's tilted like a boat, as if it wants us to sit on it.
Move ahead, John. The children will be following you and I will stay at the back. Let's see what is happening here.
Mr. John moved closer and realized that his daughter was correct. You're right, Rose. Come on, let's sit on it. You never know. That wood can be magical also and can lead us to a kind of place where our dreams can be fulfilled.
Now maybe you all may be wondering what kind of dreams Mr. John is thinking about. It was always a dream of Rina to meet famous inventors about whom she had read in storybooks and course books. Rose always used to dream at night about the fantasy characters like fairies, pixies, phoenixes, and other characters.
Dad, you mean our dreams are gonna be fulfilled. Yay!
Yes, my children. Let's see what happens. All of the people sat on the wood. Suddenly, the piece of wood started moving and gives them a shock. Ah! What is this happening? Why is this mysterious thing moving? Children, be careful.
Yes, Mom. We're literally enjoying ourselves. We are not scared at all. How can you be scared?
Don't act like junglies, children. Enjoy, but be careful. This does not seem safe to me at all.
And the wood twisted around and turned into a time machine. The time machine began taking them to the past.
Ah, what is this?
Mom, don't worry. I think today my dream will be fulfilled. Yay!
And they traveled through the past days when finally the time machine stopped rotating. Rina's dream had come true. The time machine had stopped near the entrance of an international science conference. They entered the hall and Rina was overjoyed.
I can't believe this. Wow, there is Isaac Newton, Joseph Priestley, and Wright brothers. Oh, has God really fulfilled my dream?
As she reaches the conference, she finds her to be the anchor of a science conference where famous scientists are felicitated, and after that she is having conversations with them. First came Sir Isaac Newton. The conversation started.
Sir,
Sir,
how did you get inspiration to discover something like gravitation?
You can't plan any discovery or invention, my dear. Before me, from here, there were innumerable people who observed apples falling from trees, and probably they found it a natural phenomenon. However, my inquisitive mind made me think deeper into it.
Sir, your discovery of the law of gravitation was so famous. Will you have passion to look into other aspects of physics?
My dear friend, a scientist should not have any barrier. His mind should be free flowing. I would have lost my passion had I concentrated only on gravitation. That's why I shifted my focus to mechanics and optics.
As Raina looked up to the dice after finishing the conversation with Isaac Newton, she saw Madame Curie as approaching her. She greeted her and then she said,
Madam Curie, you are the only person to get 2 Nobel Prizes, and that too in 2 different subjects. How is that possible?
you are right, but I am grateful to all who have supported me in achieving this. I got my Nobel in physics for my research in radioactivity and inventing polonium. Then I kept on researching further on pitch blende, and finally I invented radium that fetched me the second Nobel Prize in the study of chemistry.
So nice to hear that. And I have heard something interesting about Nobel Prize in your family.
You are right again, my dear. I am privileged to work with my beloved and respected husband Pierre, who himself was a Nobel laureate. My daughter Irene and son-in-law Giulio also went to scientific research and received the Nobel Prize. But apart from getting the Nobel Prize, what delights me is that my research is helping in cancer treatment too. All of a sudden, Rina found a dhoti and chadar clad old person passing by. She immediately recognized him and touched his feet. He is none other than Dr. Acharya Prafula Chandra Roy.
Sir, we have read so much about you. being a civilian of India under British rule. How could you do your research?
My daughter, science does not believe in citizenship. You just need to be an obedient student of science. If you remain honest to science, science will return you back. I invented mercurius nitrate. However, what is more pleasing for me is the coexistence of science of industry which I did by establishing Bengal Chemical. I am a proud Bengali and of course a proud Indian.
Reena was so engrossed in conversation with Dr. Roy, she did not notice that Albert Einstein finished his lecture and standing nearby listening respectfully to Dr. Roy. After exchanging greetings, he turned to her with a smiling face.
We have been fascinated reading about your thoughts. Could you please elaborate?
Only one of you say, please.
Even though I am known as a physicist, most of my theories were coming out of my mathematical calculations. What I conceptualized was theory of relativity. What changed my entire perception of motion? You know what? I was always happy to find out the relationship between mass and energy through my E is equal to mc square equation. However, I did not expect that would be used for atomic bomb creation. That devastated me. Then I felt really honored to receive the Nobel Prize in Physics for photoelectric effect.
Reena was longing to talk more with Einstein. However, she was finding Wright brothers waiting for the conversation.
I can't believe that I'm talking to inventors of airplanes. Please tell us something about your competition with Langley.
That was an old story. First of all, we have immense respect for Samuel Langley. There was a healthy competition to become successful with human-controlled flight. He had enough funding, manpower, support, and of course his own knowledge. We had only belief, strong determination, and a willingness to learn from our mistakes.
We almost started the same time when Langley did. He failed because he kept on trying the same design even after failure. However, we kept on redesigning, refactoring, and fixing our past issues. The learning was failure are giving you opportunity to correct your mistakes to become successful.
As soon as Wright brothers were about to Raina found many scientists were listening to an Indian scientist, and he was none other than Professor Jagadish Chandra Bose.
We all know that you have worked successfully to completely different aspects of science, physics, and biology. How could you do that?
Well, science is a unified subject, even though it has branches, but ultimately they are related somewhere. For example, if you do research in biology, at some point you may need to study physics and chemistry, or even maths. Even though I started my research in physics with electromagnetic waves, but it is still paining me that my research on radio waves did not get published on time. Else, I would have been the inventor of radio. However, I'm not taking any credit from Marconi, who deserved to be a Nobel laureate. After that, I started focusing on botany. Crescograph helped the world to believe that plants too have life. They also respond.
As Reena was speaking to Professor Bose, she could hear Professor Mendeleev's name announced. After finishing the conversation with Professor Bose, she was eagerly waiting to meet the father of the periodic table.
Sir, could you elaborate about the most important discovery of chemistry, which almost changed the study of atomic structure? That was the most fundamental aspect of periodic table?
My child, still many people think that I did everything in the periodic table. But even after arranging the elements in ascending order of atomic weight, I was not actually very sure about noble gases. So my periodic table, I kept some free spaces which later Sir Ramsay filled with his discovery of noble gases.
Gina was so fascinated conversing with Professor Menteleaf, she was about to overlook three famous scientists. Professor Boyle, Professor Cavendish, and Professor Lavoisier were passing her by. She somehow could catch hold of them to start the conversation.
Respected gentlemen, we start.
We start our chemistry study with chlorine. And how could we discover hydrogen? Could you please share some interesting story about the same?
It was a team discovery. None of us can take the credit alone. I discovered and described the reaction between iron fillings and dilute acids, which results in the production of an unnamed gas.
After Professor Boyle did the discovery of the unnamed gas, I could only recognize hydrogen gas as a discrete substance by naming the gas from a metal acid reaction, inflammable air.
To be very honest, my job was only to name the unnamed gas. Credit of discovery of hydrogen must go to the respective Professor Boyle and Professor Cavendish. I just gave the element the name as hydrogen after reproducing Professor Cavendish's finding that water is produced when hydrogen is burned.
Rena spent a lot of time talking to all the scientists and asking them questions and clarifying all their doubts. They had a lot of fun. After some time, the wood started glowing and turned into a time machine again. The family thought that this was their cue of going back home. When the four sat in the time machine, it started rotating very fast. And suddenly, there was a sudden force that sent them flying inside the time machine. It was like there was no gravity. They all started screaming and shouting. Suddenly, they landed on their rear ends in a beautiful place. There was greenery everywhere, with flowers of every color. They looked so beautiful.
See this!
The family edged closer to the flower. Rose was pointing too. They knelt down and saw a small hut with a transparent window. They could see a small fairy with green hair hovering below the humans, which were like giants to her.
Oh, that's so cute. Come on, sweetie. We won't harm you. We are your friends.
As the family moved forward, they saw many Pegasus soaring above their heads. One Pegasus landed in front of them.
Hello, welcome to Fantasy Kingdom. Nice to meet you. Now I must get going.
Rose petted the Pegasus and it flew into the sky. It was a beautiful sight. They walked ahead and saw some multicolored unicorns. The unicorns bowed their heads. Rose was so happy that she started to cry. Her dream had finally come true.
This is amazing! I am so happy today!
The unicorns walked
towards the family. One of the unicorns said,
Welcome to Fantasy Kingdom. I know that you're not from here. What brought you to a humble kingdom?
The family together told the unicorns the whole story about how they sat on a piece of wood that transformed into a time machine and how they met the scientists. Then how they landed up in Fantasy Kingdom. The unicorn listened with interest.
Okay, so you're lost. So you're lost and you want to go back home, you say. I should take you to Charming Kingdom. It is a part of Fantasy Kingdom. There you shall meet the fairy godmother. What are you waiting for? Sit on me.
The family each sat on a unicorn and they moved forward towards Charming Kingdom. When they reached Charming Kingdom, they
gasped.
and white marble.
They gasped. It was beautiful. The palace was made.
It was beautiful. The palace was made from blue and white marble. On top of each tower was the castle. Of the castle was a giant glass slipper.
Those slippers are to honor Cinderella. Remember? She left one of their glass slippers.
Those slippers are to honor. Remember?
Charming?
Yes.
That's one of the glass slippers at the palace. Telling you. 1 second. It's Queen Cinderella and King Charming, not Cinderella and Prince Charming. Please give their names some respect.
Sorry.
Once they entered the castle, the first thing they saw was a beautiful woman with auburn hair sitting on the throne. She was wearing a glass slipper.
Once they entered the castle, the first thing they saw was a beautiful woman with auburn hair sitting on the throne. She was wearing glass slippers. Beside her was a handsome man wearing a very fancy suit.
That's Prince King Charming.
Children, do not get worked up. Behave like humans.
But inside, the mother too was very elated. She was pleased to see that the characters she had heard stories about were real.
Oh my god! This is
Amazing! Our dreams have come true, finally! Good afternoon, citizens. What brings you here?
Children, show some respect. At least bow before Her Majesty.
Oh no, please don't. It's completely fine with me. Just ask me your questions. Your Majesty, we have come to seek your help. We are not from this world. We are from somewhere else and we are lost. So we are roaming around here and there from days. Some unicorn brought us here and told us to talk to the fairy godmother.
Oh no! You must be hungry. First eat something and I will take you to the fairy godmother's chamber in the palace. And that unicorn you were talking about? The Sir Dimmington.
Yes. Please take care of our guests. Thank you so much. We will forever be grateful for your help.
The family had a lovely feast at the palace as they had not eaten for days. Everything they ate was heaven to them. They gobbled up the food
and it was time to meet the fairy godmother. Queen Cinderella led them to a door with a sign engraved saying Fairy Godmother's Room. Knock twice before you enter. Queen Cinderella left them there and walked up. Rose knocked the door twice and the door magically swung open.
Wow! The room was amazing. It had a huge crystal chandelier and a big bed with fancy blue curtains. There was a mirror which had swirling designs on it.
Hello, I'm Fairy Godmother. What brings you here? The Fairy Godmother listened to
one way too. You need to get me some alien dust. I will make a potion from which you can. Wish two things only. You will travel to the land of the Phoenix and Griffin Kings. They will send you to Prosperina planet, which is the alien planet. There, you will meet Acheries, the alien king. He will give you the alien dust. However, the alien king is selfish. If you give him something, then only he will give you something. Prince Hector and Princess Hope, the children of King Charming and Queen Cinderella, are going to do the land of the Phoenix and Griffin Kings today. I don't know why they are going there, but you can go with them if they allow you to.
The father was noting down all the points neatly on a piece of paper.
Thank you so much, Fairy Godmother. This will help us a lot.
You're welcome. I will place a protection charm on you so that nothing can happen to you and your family. I will escort you to Prince Hector and Princess Hope's room. Follow me.
The fairy godmother told the family to hold hands and stand in a circle. She raised her wand and a sparkly substance came flying from the sky and formed a bubble around the family.
Ooh, what is this sparkly thing that came flying from the sky?
The heart of a Pegasus, the first step of a protection charm.
The fairy godmother made a weird sound and beautiful fairy came flying and sat on the fairy godmother's hand.
Hello, fairy godmother. What may I do for you today?
Mary, call me mother, please. Do not call me fairy godmother. I'm your mother, dearie. Go to the pixie territory and bring me their finest glitter.
The fairy went and brought back the glitter. The fairy godmother sprinkled some glitter on the bubble and popped it with her wand. Perfect! The protection spell has been placed. Now you mustn't dilly-dally. We must get going.
They reached the bedroom of Prince Hector and Princess Hope. They gasped when they entered. It was humongous. The bedroom was divided in half. One side of the bedroom was fully pink and the other side was fully blue.
This is perhaps the only bedroom which has any other color except blue.
Princess Hope was sitting on a pink chair and she was stroking a white rabbit that had pink ears and was very cute. Prince Hector was stroking a black cobra.
Ah, snake!
He does not bite. Why are you barged into our bedroom, commoner or commoners?
How dare you call us commoners? I mean, we are commoners, but you don't have any right to call us commoners.
Up! Treat our guests with respect. Hector, or face my wrath. This kind of behavior is horrible. Remember, you have to inherit the throne after your father, or you shall become a king. A king has to be kind and just, not shrewd or outspoken.
Hello there. What do you want from us?
The fairy godmother told them everything.
Great, then they will go with us. It is our duty to help people.
Me and my sister will sit in one coach, and you and your family shall sit in other. I can't bear to sit with you peasants.
That is wrong of you to say Hector. I will shut your mouth.
The fairy godmother placed a spell on Hector and he couldn't speak.
You will only be able to speak once you reach the land of the Griffin and Phoenix Kings. Hope you're allowed to take your rabbit, but Hector, you can't take your cobra as it scares our guests. Now go to the coaches quickly.
They all sat in their respective coaches. The fairy godmother waved her hand and their mother, Lara, disappeared from the coach.
Mother! Mother!
She just disappeared.
Hello, Lara. I made you disappear.
Disappear from the coach and come here. I'm giving you a certain responsibility. Take this. It is a necklace which has special powers. Only the alien king can understand. Remember, I told you that you have to give him something.
In exchange for the alien dust, can you take care of the necklace?
Yes, I'm a bit dizzy from the teleportation from the coach to you. I will try my best to take care of the necklace.
Good. Now off you go.
The fairy
godmother waved her wand and the mother returned to her coach.
Oh, thank God. You're back, Mother.
The family embraced each other.
Looks like we have reached
The land of the Griffin and Phoenix King's kingdom looked majestic. The entrance was decorated with huge statues of the Griffin and Phoenix Kings, and in the middle of both the statues was the half yellow and half orange crown. It was beautiful.
Whoa! This place is so wonderful!
Rose started to cry. Tiny tears fell down from her eyes. She was overjoyed. Her dream had come true.
Come along, people. Follow us. Finally, I can speak. Pleasant peasants keep a distance from us while we walk.
Shot Hector a dirty look. Rose's angry eyes flashed with anger.
How can you be Queen Cinderella's son? She is so kind and sweet. And just while you are rude, snobby, and look down at your people. Don't talk to me and my family ever again.
Ha ha ha! How dare you insult me? Be careful with your words, as my cobra may be hungry when I get home.
The group ventured through the city and found the castle. There was a huge yellow castle. There was a huge yellow castle with glass-painted windows. A majestic statue of a griffin and a phoenix king were perched upon the castle's highest towers. It was indeed a beautiful sight.
Wow!
I know. It is indeed beautiful.
They entered the castle and saw but 5 scary dragons breathing fire in a throne room. One of the dragons stepped forward and asked,
Hello, are you friends or foes? Friends. Don't be terrified. If you would be lying to me, my eyes would have started twitching. And they are not twitching, which means that you are speaking with us. That implies and means our majesty.
Don't worry, the fairy godmother has told me that all you need to be sent to the Prosperia planet. We have a machine that transports you to different planets. Let me write Prosperia planet in the slot and here, we're done now. Get inside and let me switch it on.
The machine switched on and started making grunting noises. It zoomed into the air and they finally reached Prosperina planet.
The family reached the entry gate, from where they could enter the planet to get the alien dust. The robos checked them and one of them said,
"You are not from the planet. Where are you from? Why have you come here?" Before any of the family members could say anything, the Achilles, who was the alien guard, caught them and tied their hands with a magical rope.
You will be taken to the palace.
You will be taken to the palace. The king must have given you a hard punishment. I think you are from an enemy planet, and the king must have sent you to look at what are we up to.
Good afternoon, Your Majesty. Sorry for bothering you. There are some unknown people who tried to enter our planet.
I order you to bring them here.
The family was forcefully brought into the court.
Why have you come here?
The family narrated the whole story, but somehow the king did not want to agree.
I still did not understand. Why have you come here?
We are here
To get the alien dust.
We are here to get an alien dust so that fairy godmother can make the potion and send us home.
as soon as these words uttered out of the father's mouth, the king said,
What do you think of yourself? You will ask for anything and you'll get it? The alien dust is very precious to us. We can't just give it away to you. But if you give us something that is special to me, then I might give you a little bit.
The fairy godmother was absolutely right to the king. Is very rude and greedy. Oh yes, I have something for you. I just remembered the necklace fairy godmother gave me. Yours. Go. Please give us the alien stuff. Otherwise, we will not be able to go home. Please request.
The family kept on requesting, and the king was looking at the necklace very carefully, as he had not seen such a thing for his entire life.
Gods, open the magic rope from the hands. I have not seen such a thing for my entire life. And this is why I am giving you some of the alien dust. But you're not permitted to enter our planet again.
The family agreed to what the king said happily. The king himself gave some of the alien dust to the family. They all had a glee on their face. They went inside the machine and went back to Fantasyland. Fairy godmother was waiting for them to arrive. She was happy when she saw the family come back.
I am grateful to see you back. Come, follow me and let me make the potion.
Fairy godmother made the potion as fast as she could, and finally it was time for the family to go back home. They took the potion, and now they were finally back near the Chestham Lake. The family was really happy to come back. It was a tiring experience for them all, but they all enjoyed a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.